Okay, this is a 10 question series. Questions are generally from NET, SET, or PSC perspective of the English subject in particular. Okay. On top of which section of the manuscript of the Wasteland did Ezra Pound write, okay, from here on, I think. So, on which section of the Wasteland did Ezra Pound comment as okay, from here on, I think. So that is the section is what the thunder said. Stops with Datta Damyata Dayatvam Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, so the section was what the thunder said, and there are so many sections to this very big poem. It's an elegiac kind of poem, what the thunder said. Stops with Datta Damyata Dayatvam Shanti Shanti Shanti. So Ezra Pound commented on this section. Okay. Now, the 19 patriarchal sonnets of John Donne was called. The 19 patriarchal sonnets of John Donne was called. That was called both A and B. Okay, the option A and B is the answer. Divine Meditations and Holy Sonnets as well. So, John Donne's 19 patriarchal sonnets, written with Shakespearean influence, is written in the conventions of love poetry. It is written in the conventions, according to the rules or according to the patterns of love poetry, commonly seen in love poetry. They are both known as holy sonnets and divine meditations. They are secular as well, secular in tone. Okay. So, 19 patriarchal sonnets of whom John Donne called as divine meditations and holy sonnets. Now, who wrote the work Songs and Sonnets? Which is, I think, an easy question. Songs and Sonnets. It's written by John Donne. John Donne wrote 15 mostly erotic love poems in this work. Okay, we have 15 erotic love poems in this work of John Donne. It was published posthumously. Okay, after death. This work was published after death. Donne married the niece of Lord Egerton, for which he was imprisoned. Okay, so she married niece of Lord Egerton, um, and he was imprisoned for this act, and his wife's name was Anne Moore. Okay, that's a famous name actually. She um, died also. Um, and Anne Moore's marriage with John Donne cost so much to Donne that he had to, I think flee. I'm not sure. Anyway, so John Donne's erotic poems was songs and sonnets, and Lord Egerton's niece was the wife of John Donne. Now, John Donne died in the year 1631. John Donne died in the year 1631. And here we saw that the erotic poems was, of course, published after death, most safest publication. And John Donne died. So year, remembering years is a bit difficult, but very, those kind of questions, those kind of years, that is um, probably gonna be a question. You might know, uh, you might have an intuition of such years. Such a year is John Donne's year of death, that is 1631. Now, who was the friend of Milton for whom Lycidas was written? Lycidas was written for Edward King, was the friend for whom the Pastoral Elegy was written. Edward King. It was written for Edward King. Mm, so Milton wrote Lycidas, and for whom did Milton write? I mean, write this poem, Lycidas. He wrote it for Edward King, and this is a pastoral elegy. Okay, Lycidas was a pastoral elegy, and he wrote for his friend Edward King. Historic novels written by Sardar K.M. Panikkar. Okay, so, here we have few PSC questions, which is kind of so much of importance at all times, if I may say so. So, historic novels of Sardar K.M. Panikkar, and that is Kerala Simham, Kalyanamal, Kalyanamal, and Punar uh, Punarkottu Swarupam, Ramaraja Bahadur. Then there is Marthanda Varma. Sardar K.M. Panikkar was uh, you know s- so much educated person. Has studied in Oxford University, and he has a degree in, I think, political science. Um, anyway, he was a very educated person and has worked in Calcutta University, and he has studied in Oxford University, and worked in this New Delhi college. No, there's a famous Muslim Aligarh University. He and Yeah, he was part of all these famous institutions in a nutshell. So his historic novels, Sardar K.M. Panikkar's historic novels are Kerala Simham and Marthanda Varma, easy for remembering these novels. Then there is Kalyanamal, Punarkottu Swarupam, and Ramaraja Bahadur. We have two novels in the name of kings. Okay, Rama Raja Bahadur. I don't know if Rama Raja Bahadur is a king or in, I don't know. Then next one is Martanda Varma, which is a quite familiar name. Rama Raja Bahadur, Martanda Varma. Then there's Kerala Simham, Kalyanamal, and Punarkotu Swarupa. Then path of father associated with. There, here we have Swami Ananda Tirtha is the answer. He was, social reformer, um, and he spoke for the downtrodden. He has been influenced by Gandhian thoughts, and he was, a disciple of Sri Narayana Guru. Those are the things which are, I think, included in the bibliography. I mean, sorry, biography of Swami Ananda Tirtha. Path of the Father is associated with Swami Ananda Tirtha. Okay, he is a social reformer in uh, basically he's a social reformer and worked for the downtrodden. Then Swadeshabhimani Ramakrishna Pillai, which is a very familiar name in all the um, PSC exams or general exams. Okay. So what about Swadeshabhimani Ramakrishna Pillai? He was the editor of Kerala Panjika newspaper 1901. Editor of Kerala Panjika newspaper 1901, and arrested and exiled from Trivandrum in 1910 for his social reform activities. He has printed the first what biography, first biography in Malayalam, like those things. Some important facts other than this two facts is there about Swadeshabamani Ramakrishna Pillai, which you should read upon this person. He is the editor of Kerala Panjika newspaper 1901 and arrested and exiled from Trivandrum in 1910. These facts are so much important because these kind of questions based on Swadeshabamani Ramakrishna Pillai is seen in the PSC question papers. Okay. Important books and authors. Uh, Very important books and authors which you should always remember is Anna Chandi's Kalapagarchagal. I have written these Malayalam words in English because this is how it is. The question is framed in the question paper. These are the questions directly taken from the question paper. Anna Chandi's Kalapagarchagal and Lalitambika Andarjanam's Agni Sakshi. Andarjanam's Agni Sakshi and Anna Chandi's Kalapagarchagal.